Greetings fellow Decepticons, Sound Blaster 1987 here, continuing from my previous review with the first three auxiliary Zords from Power Rangers Samurai, with the Beetle Zord, the Swordfish Zord, and the Tigerzord. Now for comparison, the Bear Folding Zord from the previous review, Samurai Megazord. As you can see, it is much taller than the other three Zords, but around the same length. So, let's begin with the Beetle Zord. To go in chronological order here. The Red Ranger first used the Beetle Disc when he was trying to find a way to get past the Nine-Lock monster Dreadhead, who was immune to their sword attacks. And since then, the Beetle Zord has been transferred to the Green Ranger. All three of these Zord figures come with static PVC figurines of the Rangers that pilot them, which I don't have to hand right now. You'll have to watch another review to see those. But, for gimmicks, roll the Beetle Zord along and the head spins. Slightly dizzying, I know, but still, that is the main feature for this particular figure. So, to combine with the Samurai Megazord, first, turn the Bear Zord back into a leg. And reattach. Now, take off the Samurai Megazord's helmet and tear off the head of the Beetle Zord. This can be easier said than done. Flip out this peg on the underside, and that goes into the Megazord's hand like so. Next, split the lower horn of the Beetle Zord head and drop this down to become the new helmet, if it will fit properly. Behold, the Beetle Blaster Megazord. In the TV series and the Japanese toy, the legs of the Beetle Zord would have detached and been pegged onto the arms. However, the American simplification engineering means this can't happen here. Unfortunate, I know, but move on. Putting these pieces off to the side. Moving on, we have the Swordfish Sword. This was quite a comedic one because in the episode where it debuted, the Swordfish Sword could only be unlocked when the Blue Ranger had to go fishing to find it first. This was in the episode where the Nine-Lock monster Desperado caused a toxic rain to spread human misery. It took a long time, but the Blue Ranger did eventually get the Swordfish Sword by going fishing for it. Rolling it along the surface will make the tail move back and forth a little bit. Not the most effective of gimmicks unless you do it at high speed. In the Japanese series, the sword nose would have extended and retracted at the same time, but this is a manual motion for transformation here. So, to combine, first, take off the Swordfish Sword head, bring back the Samurai Megazord, flip up these little fin pieces here, and extend the sword nose. This becomes a helmet. Hang on, bear with me. It's been a while since I've combined these, so connections are a bit rusty. Not literally, because they're plastic, not metal, but you know what I mean. So with that done, we can now attach the Samurai Megazord's katana into the Swordfish Zord's body. And swap it for one of the arms. And thus the Swordfish Fencer Megazord. This is not how it happened in the cartoon, in the TV series if I remember correctly. Not quite sure how it happened because I've not watched Samurai for a long time, but I'm pretty sure that the, Swordfish Zord is not supposed to replace the arm outright, Dino Thunder style. Speaking of Dino Thunder, I will be reviewing the Thundersaurus Megazord at some point, but I have to wait for the auxiliary Zords for that series to become available on eBay before I can do so. Put all these pieces off to the side. Reattach the Yellow Ranger on. Put the Samurai Megazord off to one side. And moving on to the Tigerzord. During the previous battles prior to the start of the Samurai series, the Tigerzord was actually lost in the Netherworld, the dimension where the monsters live in that series. After the previous Red Ranger, one of the ancestors to the current Red Ranger, because apparently the Samurai series is a hereditary tradition instead of just one team. But anyway, the Tigerzord was sealed in the Netherworld with the bad guys after the previous battle. So, the Nylon monster Madamart took over this thing with mind control, and also proceeded to do the same to the Blue Ranger. The Red Ranger had to use a mind control resistance disc to free the Tigerzord and Blue Ranger from the control of the monster, and the resistance disc became the Tigerzord disc. For articulation, the Tigerzord's limbs can move on a ratchet joint forward and back, and there's a hinge to make the head move, but it looks very awkward. Because it's a mushroom peg, it can also swivel. Positioning the Tigerzord limbs like this and rolling it back and forth allows the drills on the front legs to spin. So this is sort of halfway between a motorcycle and a drill tank of some description. Bring back the Samurai Megazord. Then disconnect all of the Tigerzord components, head, tail and limbs. Then peg the Tigerzord body onto the backpack of the Samurai Megazord. Pegging the rear legs of the Tigerzord onto the Samurai Megazord's legs, like so. Peg the front Tigerzord legs in here, then combine the tail onto the head of the Tigerzord to form a head crest, which then becomes the new helmet. And thus the Tiger Drill Megazord. So, disconnect all these pieces and put the Samurai Megazord onto one side once again. Finally, these three Zords can combine with each other as well. So, to begin, take everything apart. And connect together like so. The Swordfish Zord attaches to this side of the Tigerzord body, and the Beetle Zord attaches to the other side, like so. Reattach the Beetle Zord head to the Beetle Zord body, and remove the upper horn, which then pegs into this spot here. Attach the Tigerzord tail to this as the head crest. Then peg the Swordfish Zord tail to this spot here, like so. Rotating the ball joint of the tail this way. Then connect the Beetle Zord legs like so. Reattach the Swordfish Zord head. And reattach the Tigerzord limbs to their proper spots, like so. And finally, peg the Tigerzord head into this cross thing down here to keep it out of the way. And behold, the Samurai Battlewing. This is an impressive combination, but it gets better, because this can also combine with the Samurai Megazord. So, to do that, remove the Tigerzord head and two of the Tigerzord limbs. Then proceed to rearrange things so that the Tigerzord limbs that have got the moving drill components on them are attached on top like so. Remove the head crest from the Battlewing and leave it like so. The rest can attach to the Samurai Megazord as before with the Tiger Drill mode. So, attach the Tiger Drill Megazord's back legs onto the Megazord like this, as previously shown. Recombine the Tiger Drill Megazord head crest component, drop it back on, and then attach the extremely back heavy Battlewing to the backpack, like so. Not sure how easy it'll be to show this all on camera, to be honest. because it's an unstable combination with how heavy it is. So combine that with the katana, and behold, the Battlewing Megazord. It's so big it's almost reaching my glasses here. For comparison, here is my previous review subject, Legends Rhinox. No wonder he's slouching, he's probably jealous of how big this thing is. So, that concludes my review. Join me next week when I take a look at the 4th Auxiliary Zord and the Gold Ranger's main Zord, the Claw and Octozords. Till all are one, and may the power protect you, always.